How do you break your addiction, whether it's to alcohol or whether it's to coffee or whether it's to the love of your life, some guy or girl you're trying to just get away from? How do you break addictions? I'm here with Ty Lopez. How you doing, Ty?
Good, how are you?
And we're just driving in his Ferrari Spider, 45.8 Spider, there it is there, down to Anaheim on the, what freeway are we on?
The 91.
The 91, there you go. This guy recognizes you. Look, he's he's like, hang on, let's get it. Wind the window down. Wind the window down. There you go. So I think they recognized me actually, Ty, it wasn't you.
It was just the car.
So how do you break addictions, Ty?
Well, okay, I think the thing about addictions, most of the addictions that exist, let's take alcohol. I was talking to a scientist who told me that people who get addicted to alcohol, there's a evolutionary reason for it. It's people we developed instincts many thousands of years ago to be able to detect very sugary ripe fruits. So a long time ago, if you were good at tasting, sensing, and kind of liking these fruits that were overripe, you had an advantage. Now in the modern world, if you like overripe fruit, which is basically what alcohol is, wine, and even in some ways what beer is, there's nothing wrong with you. But we live in a world. By the way, we take the 91, right?
Yeah, but not this one.
Yeah, because this is a 605.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, we're gonna stay on the 91. Yeah.
So in the modern world, the problem is you and I still have this, our ancestors' ability to detect fruit and ripe fruit, but now there's liquor stores everywhere that are trying to sell you alcohol and you get too much. So the first thing I think for addiction is to realize almost all addictions, in moderation, there would be nothing wrong with them. But in the modern world, there's too much. It's like sugar. Sugar is good for you, but now every time you pump gas at a gas station, there's 50 million candy bars sitting there waiting for you.
Right.
So you gotta not freak out. I think people beat themselves up and go, was I born with this horrible curse? It's not a curse or anything like that. It's just a shifting world, and we still have an old school brain. So that's number one, because I think if you start hating yourself and beating yourself up too much, then you'll paralyze yourself, and you actually do more harm than if you go, okay, I get why you have this. I always find for myself, understanding helps me change. When I don't understand stuff, then can't get the motivation.
Police reported ahead.
So then number two, once you have the knowledge that it's somewhat normal, then number two, you realize the only thing that will break addictions is either a lot of pain, focusing on a lot of pain, or focusing on a lot of reward. So I kind of like how Tony Robbins approaches it, where he goes, write down a list of everything that is horrible that happened because of your addiction, let's say alcohol, and then dwell on it for a while. Now, I will tell you, the one thing that I find is that sometimes that's not enough. It won't work. Like, sometimes, let's say you've hurt people in your family, your kids, some people are built to not really care. Like, they do care, obviously you care, but you don't care enough to make a change. So that leaves you you can go, what's the reward for my life if I can break this addiction, not drink alcohol, not do drugs or whatever. And some people will react well to that. Like, for the most part, you're not going to do big things in life if you're going to lose your, for example, financial security for the most part. There's not many people with addictions that are doing amazing things. So if a reward for you is to make $1 million and do this and that, you can use that as motivation. You got to know how to motivate yourself, I guess is what I'm saying.
Right.
And so those are two, and for some people, even those two don't work. Some people, you got to, whatever it takes to motivate yourself. Like, some people motivate themselves by going, I'll just never go to a bar again in my life. And some people have to do that. Like Alcoholics Anonymous sometimes is like, look, once you're had this alcoholic issue, just don't ever go, like, because you won't be able to motivate yourself
Right.
in any other way. So you got to know your motivate. It took me, like, I found out with myself, I wish someone had told me a long time ago. This is just my particular personality. Not everybody has this. Maybe 10% of people will be like this, like me. I primarily motivate myself by logic. So, like, if I read a book that presents a good case, like, this is why you change, then I'll change. If what doesn't work on me is as much the emotional stuff. So in the Meyer-Briggs test, I'm a ENTP. So I'm a T, which is a thinker. And thinkers generally are motivated by logic. So, but you might, a lot of people, like James, I think you're an F. So Fs are usually...
I am an F.
You're an F, right? Yeah. Fs are usually motivated by, they want to feel a certain way, so they need to go to a conference or be around people that give them a feeling. I don't need that. So you got to know yourself. I find most people, if ever, it'll take them 50 years to figure out how to motivate themselves. Then it's too late. You're already too old to care.
Right. So I took a 30-day break from alcohol back in 2010, and I just kept going. So I'm about 5.5 years as we're recording this video. For me, it was the pros or the benefits that I got from not drinking far outweighed any immediate pleasure that I got from drinking.
Right.
And since then, I lost about 13 pounds of fat. I've made more money, and my friends, my romantic relationships have been a lot better, and everything's just been better since I quit the alcohol. And it all started from just taking a 30-day break. Is that something like resetting, taking a 30-day break, whether it's alcohol or whether it's anything else? Is that something that can actually trigger the human brain to make meaningful change? I know you've got the 67 steps and it's like 66 days, but can something like that really reset the human brain to then go and live like an optimum life?
I think, yeah, for sure. I mean, you can do a 30-day challenge, then, like you said, do it again, and do it again. Some people can break. My grandma, she said
In
when
half
she
a mile,
read
exit. In half a mile,
that, I think
exit to exit Bloomfield Avenue.
I think it's saying here we got to exit on Bloomfield Avenue, I think.
I wonder if this is that. I'll get on my too.
Okay.
In the 1950s, my grandma said she read something that was put out by the Surgeon General that said alcohol, basically, cigarettes are bad for you. And so my grandma said she just decided on one day, and she's never smoked since then. So my grandma is a little bit like me. My grandma was motivated by logic. Somebody presented to her. My grandpa, on the other hand, he didn't listen, and of course unfortunately my grandpa died of emphysema because he would not listen.
In 1,000 feet,
So
exit right.
yeah, we are going to have lots of
We've got Waze and Google Maps going off at 100 miles an hour here.
So my grandma knew. Now she knows it's pretty simple for my grandma to fix herself. My grandma just needs a case presented to
Exit
her.
right to exit
Somebody
Bloomfield
should have
Avenue.
been. I wish somebody would have known how to motivate my grandpa. Like maybe my grandpa needed, I don't know, to be yelled at or something.
Are you actually going to take Bloomfield? Or are you just going to stick on here?
I'll stay.
I reckon just stay. I think we'll just stay on it, yeah.
In
So
900 feet, turn right on Bloomfield Avenue, then turn left.
Yeah, I think we just stick on this, yeah.
then can you change in 30 days? Yeah, some people like my grandma change in one day.
Well, I changed in 30 days because I
Yeah.
kept going. Like, I lost 13 pounds in 30 days of not drinking alcohol, and my skin got better, and I started sleeping 7 or 8 hours of deep restorative sleep, and I had a lot more mental clarity. So that changed for me. I just kept going. A lot of people who've done the 30-day no alcohol challenge just keep going. Some people do it, then they go and have a few drinks,
Right.
and they re-explore their relationship with alcohol, and for the rest of their life everything's fine. They just enjoy wine and champagne and beer on occasion. Other people come back and they say, you know what, I want to do it again because I got hungover once.
Exit right to exit 19C Shoemaker Avenue.
Well, I think the way I would approach that is do 30 days, and then that gets you close. The main thing that a 30-day thing does is it lets you know yourself. Knowing yourself is, that's the the oldest. Oh, this said Shoemaker.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna take this route. We're experimenting. So the experimentation mentality is almost always the winning one. So if you do 30 days and you're like James,
In 900 feet, turn
at the end
left
of the
on
30
Park Plaza
days,
Drive,
you go,
then turn left.
I never need to do this again because I now have full control over myself, then the experiment's done.
Turn left on Park
But if
Plaza
you're
Drive,
honest with
then
yourself,
turn left on Shoemaker Avenue.
Then after 30 days, you take one drink and you feel horrible and you feel like you're back to the addiction. Now you know next time when you do the 30 days, you should go through 2 cycles of it. So that's what I'm saying. I think more important in anything is, now this is assuming you're not having catastrophic alcohol stuff where you're like driving drunk and killing people and stuff, then you might have to be more extreme. But assuming you're not quite at that stage yet where everything's, it's going to tell us to take right.
I think it's going to tell us to turn left.
We're about to find
We're
out.
like lost here. Waze is sending us in a whole lot of different places.
Turn left on Shoemaker
There you go.
Avenue.
Then it's going to be like, get back on the 91.
Yeah, I know. We'll just stay on the 91 until we get to the 5. Remember? Yeah. That's what we should have been doing.
In a quarter of a mile, turn right on Artesia Boulevard.
Turn right on Artesia Boulevard. It's
That's
telling
where
us.
we were. That's
It's
where
telling
we
us to
were.
get on and off the whole way. I don't know. We'll wrap this up and we'll check. But turn right on Artesia
So,
here.
yeah, anyway,
Turn right on
I think
Artesia
use the
Boulevard.
30-day as the first step in experimentations. And people who experiment the most usually win in life. People experiment the least who are afraid to test. It's all test, test, test. That's how the world was built, man. That's how medicine's built. That's how this Ferrari's built. That's how, and most people are like, Ty, tell me how I can not test.
In 2.5 miles, turn
like,
right to I-5 South.
There is no way to not test. The whole point of at least 30% of your life should be a test, and 30% should be, doing, contemplating the test, and then the last 30% of your life is like enjoying the fruits of a good test and finding a winner,
Right.
So 30 days is a good little experiment.
All right. So there you go.
Cool.
Go ahead and do a 30-day no alcohol challenge. Experiment. See how you feel. Keep going if you feel great. Check out Ty's 67 Steps. Thank you, Ty.
Yeah, Dr.
Appreciate that. We're from somewhere. We don't actually know where we are because Waze is
Carmenita and Artesia.
Carmenita
We're
and
in Cerritos.
Cerritos. All right, that's where we are. So from Cerritos. Did I say that correctly?
Yeah, Cerritos.
Cerritos. Catch you. See ya.